Let's take a look at how you would place a figure, one of your figures, into the perspective drawing. Now, I've just have a little selection from the drawings that we've made most recently, and of all of them, we had a couple of seated figures, but I've chosen to play around with the woman. Now what you have to do if you want her in your picture is to size her at many different sizes until you find one where her feet will touch the floor when she's sitting on the edge of the seat. Remember, she had her hand on the edge and she just was sort of sitting, but now her feet are touching the ground. And if you look around at people and watch, you'll see that this is about the right height for their shoulders for the back of the sofa to hit. So she might be a little big, but she's fitting, and her knees will be above the seat, above the height of the seat. The other thing you might try is one of the standing figures. This is one of our new ones for this week, and for that person, all you have to do is make sure her eyes are on the eye level, and she will be the perfect height. Wherever her feet land is perfectly fine. And you could have her overlap her sofa a little bit. You could have her standing on the other side. If you want her behind the sofa, though, you're going to have to reduce her even more. Here's another size to play with, and I've got her eyes on the eye level, and she's almost right as tall as standing on the beginning of our drawing, right at the beginning of the front of the room. So if she seems, you'll know by looking at her whether you prefer her further back in your room or a little bit closer. But whatever you decide, you're going to glue a glue stick on the back of her and glue her securely in place once you have her placed. And then when you put your marker paper over top, you don't glue her again, you draw her. You actually outline her so that her weight of line is the same as what you've used when you drew the furniture, when we detail furniture. The gentleman is different. He's 6 feet. So if I know that this is my 6-foot line, I have to find somewhere along that line for him to stand. So I know he's quite big, so he's going to be, this version of him would have to be close to the front of the drawing. So I'm going to try what would happen if I bring 6 feet across right from the beginning of the drawing. Where would he line up here, or should I bring him back a little further? So I'm going to bring 6 feet across and see if I put the top of his head at 6 feet, where will his feet land? And they land right there. And it's okay if he covers up a little of his bookcase, or I could bring him over and cover up a little bit of his sofa. That would be fine. But you see how large he is in the space, but he fits. He looks like he belongs there. I have a smaller version of him as well. So if I want him in the drawing, I have to find out where on the floor he would be 6 feet. So I'm going to try here. I'll take where I want his feet to stand. I'm not sure if this is going to work. I'm going to go up until I find 6 feet. There's 6 feet at this point in the room, and it looks like he's pretty good here. He would fit somewhere along this line. So I could put him over here. So I'm lining him up with this bottom line. So the lady, you can put her in with her eyes on the eye level. The gentleman, you have to measure him like a piece of furniture, the way we measured our sofa. So I could stand him over here in front of his sofa. That seems a little awkward because his feet line up with the sofa. So he'd be standing actually inside his sofa. That's not possible. So I have to keep him outside. But he might be just a little bit over 6 feet. But that would work. He could stand in here beside his sofa.